Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be looking at the week ahead in RTS, the events that are on the way, the tournaments we can compete in, and of course the rewards we can work towards. There are also going to be a couple of other things that are going to be happening this week, including the last ever gold brick collection. It has been updated for more rewards for everybody. I am of course talking about this part of the grey market right here, the gold bricks collections. This is the last time you're going to be able to trade in those knives for gold bricks and then trade in those gold bricks for a choice of your rewards. I primarily went for armory tokens, as you can see. I did not have anywhere near enough knives here to trade in for the max amount of gold bricks, but I know some people out there no doubt will. But I'd claim these rewards while you still can. But now we'll jump over to the weekly calendar, and as you can see, the weekly battle pass will be continuing. This will be the last week of the first mythic battle pass, and then we should be having the next battle pass drop straight away on the following Monday. They did say that they're going to remove the week break. We didn't have a week break on the last one. There were a couple of issues around that. I think it was, based on the fact that there was no week break. Missions didn't drop straight away. It took 3 or 4 days for the weekly missions to drop. Hopefully it's going to be a bit more straightforward this time and a bit more smooth sailing. But it also, I hope there's going to be better rewards, honestly. This Mythic Battle Pass was probably the worst Battle Pass out of every single Battle Pass we've had so far. In terms of value, in terms of what we got out of it. So it definitely needs some boosting after removal of stuff from the grey market. And honestly, just adding RNG, even if it is high-end reward potential, is not good value. There's not good value within RNG. So we'll have to see what they do with the next Battle Pass. They do generally update it quite heavily each time, but the first Mythic Battle Pass was a definite downgrade. Now, before I move on to the events, tournaments, and rewards, there was one thing that was announced outside of this, and it was the Recruit a Friend Challenge. This initially started at 23%, I believe, and we got those first 2 rewards sent out to us, the 10,000 select recruit tokens and the 25 bennies. But it has since been updated where we are now at 38%. So you should have received those 10,000 mythic recruit tokens in your inbox, or I think it was actually part of just a claim effectively in the store. And I got those, and there are a lot more rewards potentially on the way. Silver mythics, up to 4 choice mythics, more mythic recruit tokens, and of course the grand prize at 100% of gold mythic recruit tokens. If you do have any friends who have been away from the game for a little while, it might be worth just poking them and just saying that there is an update. You might want to check it out. And there has been obviously a major update to RTS, lots of new things to do, lots of new characters to work on. And you can tell them about this Recruiter Friend situation where they'll get a gold mythic token pool once we hit 100%. But back to the calendar and on to the events, and Sinister Swarm is obviously in full swing. This is effectively the month-long event where we can get those hands from tournaments and spend them on the roadmap, getting those lighters as rewards and spending those lighters where we deem fit. If we go back to in-game, you can see it is pretty slow going. I've made it onto Sinister 2. I have got some energy. I'm mainly going to do this on my live streams, I think. But obviously, because it's not part of milestones and it's part of the final rewards, you have to wait until tournaments end. And so you're going to have like 2-3 day breaks between getting large amounts of this energy. There is obviously a log-in event as part of this as well. And I did see some people were up to 24 hours behind in this. I am one of those people. It's not a big deal because there are, like it shows here, there are 17 days left, and I only need to get 14 more days worth of logins, I believe, or 15. There we go. So you're going to have absolutely no problem getting all the energy from these logins. It's just, for whatever reason, sometimes some people are 24 hours behind. Now you of course get these lighters to go towards the rewards, and there are 4 rewards in here. There is Negan, Dwight, Governor, and Alice. I'll probably do a poll on my channel to see which one of these characters you're going to primarily aim to get. I would say that getting Governor and Negan are probably the better ones to go for, even though they are slightly more expensive, just because they are harder to come by. There's a lot more RNG involved in getting those characters, and honestly I think they're going to be much more effective. Governor for defense, Negan for attack. The other characters, while they are good, I think they're just eventually you're going to get them no matter what, I think, just because of where they are. It's just about getting lucky in the depot on your daily and weekly refreshes. We also have the short event Lock and Load continuing. This is pretty much the last week of this. We will have 2 more days left after this week to actually get this completed. This is to go for Abraham or Rosita via the roadmaps. This was announced on the blog and I did cover it in a video. I believe it costs 8,000 of the 9mm ammunition to be able to get Rosita and roughly 8,800 to get Abraham. You can get a grand total, I believe, of just over 10,000 of the 9mm ammunition from doing all of the roadmaps and the missions with the military supplies. If you get lucky with some of your bag opens, you could get extra, I believe, 400 per pull. I think the percentage chance there is extremely low, like 1%. But if you've got lucky a few times, it might be worth picking up some of the other offers to potentially get both of these characters. If you want more information on this event, like I said, I did make a video and you can go and check it out in the top right hand corner just to get the full rundown. Now there is a brand new event starting on the Monday and it is called Trait Frenzy. We are going to have to use mythic teams of particular traits against the trait where you'd be disadvantaged against. So for instance, alert versus tough, fast versus strong, so on and so forth. It will be quite difficult, I think, especially considering you will need 5 mythics already into a reasonable position to be able to run those roadmaps. But don't forget there are silver characters to buff out your rosters in the meantime. You could potentially take 3 tier 1 level 125 silver characters and 2 very high level gold characters. For instance, my alerts are in a really bad position, but I've got 2 very good characters high level, Sandy and Rick. But I'm probably going to have to take Axel, Holly and Pete as the 3 remaining characters. Now if we look at the main rewards from this event, I did talk about this a little bit in my video when I went over this, but I would prioritize going for the random mythic claims over the choice mythic claims. Because they are trait specific, it's just going to be a 1 in 3 chance of getting one of the mythics. And the RNG isn't really that crazy to get 1 out of 3. For every 2 choice, you'd be able to get 3 random. I think that's definitely the way to go. So that's it for the events in the week. We have got the tournaments coming up and we have got the usual solo level up, faction level up. Now the solo level ups will give those hands as the placement prizes that we have been getting. This is going to be the last main week with those hands as main rewards. I believe we'll probably have maybe the level up tournament that starts on Sunday and goes into Monday next week on the 25th and 26th. We'll probably give hands as well, but there's no details on that just yet. The faction level up will give alert silver mythics as the rewards in the random crates. So it does look like they're just rotating around the traits each week. Now we also have a solo survival road, a solo raid tournament, blitz war and cross region war this week. Now within Trait Frenzy, the missions require you to actually take down human enemies and all 4 of these are going to help you with that. You need to take out fighters, I believe up to 8,000, and that means the solo survival road will give you enemy fighters. Every single raid you win will be 5 potentially. Obviously you can have some drop teams that only have 1 sometimes. Blitz war and cross region war, generally speaking, people will be defending with 5-man teams and that'll be 5 fighters per fight there as well. This blitz war and cross region war will mark the halfway point, I believe, of the Mythic War Season 1. So the tokens you've got around here, you could potentially double as long as your faction performs the same sort of level in the second half of the season. So this way you could gauge if you are going to be able to get those 2 Ericas, if you are aiming to get 2 Ericas, or if you wish to spend your rewards elsewhere. Currently I'm sitting at 34,000, so at the end of this week I should be able to pick up my first Erica, and that is who I am going to be prioritizing from the shop. While she is more expensive, I do think she is the better of the 3 characters, and the fact that I can get 2 of her, you will need 2 of the characters realistically to put on your defense team, just so the stats are nice and high. If I do have enough left over, which is very unlikely, I will probably go for Glenn. But do tell me in the comments down below which character you have decided to prioritize after thinking it over for the first couple of wars. So that's pretty much it for the week ahead. We shouldn't have anything too much of a surprise drop. I did say in last week's video that we were going to have a Blitz War last week. It did get dropped this upcoming week instead. And we did have that surprise brand new event that I predicted at the end of last week. And we have got a brand new event starting on the Monday. Without the events finishing this week, I don't think there's going to be anything new starting up just yet. But with Lock and Load finishing just at the end of the week, like 2 days after the end of this week, we will have another event follow up on that without a doubt. Considering there was a character attached to the Lock and Load event, it could potentially be another event with more character rewards involved. The second any information becomes available about that, I will let you guys know. But otherwise, that is it for the week ahead in RTS. A little overview of what you can expect. Do give me your thoughts on the amount of events that are going on. I do see people commenting that there are too many events going on at the same time. The only upside I would say about that is the fact that they do seem to be asking you to do a reasonably wide spread of different things. The only downside for me is, like I've said previously before, is the duration of these roadmaps. Being only 8 hours, it is not great. But like I said, any thoughts you have, please leave them in the comments down below. But that is going to be the end of my video. Please hit the like button to support the video, and thank you very much if you are a subscriber to my channel. The ongoing support is very much appreciated. That is the end of this one, guys. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.